So warm-up 72, it says identify D2, D6, and D8, given the data. So get us started, please. Read that to me. Start with Ricky. Go. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. 23 and 23. Yes. All right. So D2, I need first the rank and then the number. Pass someone, Ricky. Two over 10 times, and that gives us 2.2. And what'd you get for the actual number? 0.5 approximately. Hands if you got that. That is correct. All right, let's go to D6. Pass someone. $6.6, and the actual number is approximately 6.5. Hands if you got that. Okay. And last but not least, D8. Pass someone. Milos, what is the rank? $8.8. And the actual number, approximately 16 divided by, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.8. Oh, okay, my bad. So it's 31, 32. Oh, so it is. Let's go, Mitos. From the corner. All right, send that in, please. All right, agenda warm-up number 72. We're still in the intro phase for probability. Today we're going to put a little bit more meat to the bone than what we started yesterday. And once again, study your formulas. Like, my oh my, Mr. Q, why do you say that? It's not like we're going to add any more formulas to that. Well, today, let's go, Ricky. We got this. Oh, yeah. You wake up, you're like, probability. Whew. Let's go. All right, we good? All right, here's the code for the presentation for today, KRLF4. 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 All right? So, with that said, last night's home play was to study your formulas. Tonight's home play, tell your neighbor what tonight's home play is. All right, I hope I'm hammering this, like, good, right? Okay. All right, get a Cornell note ready, please. I can identify and compute the basic probability. I can identify and compute the basic probability. Once again, we're still in the intro phase. We're getting there little by little. This lesson is going to go a little bit, probably like faster than usual because we already did most of it. And that'll give you some time towards the end of the period. So stay focused. Cell phones away. My goodness. It feels pretty good. I get it from place to place, and then sometimes I just, like in the dream, I just go like, that's why sometimes my hands, I try not to move them a lot in my dream, because as soon as I put palms down like that, all of a sudden like, I take off. Let's go. Yeah. Anyways, basic probability, like I said, by now you should know your formulas, yes? All right. So, let's get started. On your paper, write this down. Probability. What is probability? Yesterday you guys answered it in your own words. That's okay. But here's the actual definition for probability. The chance of an event occurring. The chance of an event occurring. Now, that might sound kind of like luck, but you're going to see today that it's actually something very strategic. Strategic, and you can actually make predictions in regards to some of these occurring events. Okay? All right. So, ready for your formula? All right. Write that down on your formulas. Let's go. Aw, so little. Let's go. Yeah. P of E equals N of E over N of S. P of E equals N of E over N of S. What does each piece mean? P of E means probability of an event. N of E means N being the number of outcomes of an event. And N of S is the total number of outcomes. And you're familiar with that one by now, yes? Yes, Mr. Q. We have it in our formulas. All right, good. P of E is equal to N of E over N of S. Now let me pause the music so I can give you like a general idea of what the formula stands for. Are we there? It's kind of like this. Watch. Y'all ready? Let's say I wanted to use a formula to find out what are the chances of my students using their cell phone during class. Okay, I can use that formula. However, if I wanted to be specific, I wanted to know the probability of the event. So event meaning a specific person. So let's say I'm like, probability of the event. Okay, well in my class I have a lot of students, but I want to focus on just one student, right? Of course, this never happened, but let's say I said, I'm going to do probability of Ricky. Probability of Ricky, right? Everybody with me so far? Okay, so I would write P of R, yes? Everybody following? Which is number of times Ricky, total number of times Ricky uses his cell phone in class. I can collect data and just highlight how many times he uses it, right? But then what does this one total? The total number of outcomes in total, not just of him. Of who? Of all students. How many students do I have in the class? 30, per se. Everybody with me? So that's how we use this formula. So this one and this one are specifically for the event, in this case, Ricky. And of course, Ricky never uses a cell phone, you know. But that would be here and here. And down here is the total number of students that I have in order for me to get a ratio. Everybody with me so far? Okay. Underneath that, copy this example, please. Example Q. Write down the entire event that we did yesterday, and it says get in pairs. Did we get in pairs? At least, yes, in triads, okay. And then you will use 2 dice and alternately roll many times until Mr. Q says stop. Then record your roll in frequency table by adding the numbers of both dice for each roll for each person. Did we do that? Yes, we had a table. We did that. All right. So I'll give you some time. Copy that, please. All right, we good? Okay, so you got into teams and did all that. Question. What was your number? Write it down. What was your number? You write it down. Now, some of you that weren't here yesterday, you missed it. Man, I went pretty quick. But, of course, you went to the YouTube channel and watched the video. And you know. All right. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do today. Yesterday, I said, even though it might look like it's a luck game, it actually has a strategy, and it has some structure. So this is what we're going to do next. Question, what is the probability of rolling your numbers? Write that question down. We're going to answer it in a bit. What is the probability of rolling your number? Well, first of all, you guys, yesterday I told you, look at your sheets, and you saw a particular number that appeared the most. Is that correct? And then I had you guys choose a different number in rank. Well, today I'm going to show you how that looks, but in an organized way. Y'all ready? All right, here we go. On the side, I want you to copy this table. We got die 1 at the top, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the different outcomes for that die. On the left side, we have die 2, and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the different outcomes for that one. All right. So, shall we fill this table? What was the premise yesterday, everyone? We said that we needed to do what? We needed to add both dice once we rolled. Is that correct? All right, so let's do that. I'm going to use blue to fill in the first one. Let's say I rolled on die 1, I rolled a 1. And die 2, I rolled a 1, so that gives me how much? 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. But let's say the first die is 1, the second die is 2, so that gives me 1 plus 2 is 3. That means this is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Before I move on, tell your neighbor how I got those numbers really quick to make sure they're following along. All right, so I did that with die being at rolling 1 on the die 1 and rolling these on die, on die 1 rolling these and die 2 rolling 1. Let's go to the next one. Let's say die 2, I roll a 2. So that means 2, and I rolled a 1 on die 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 plus 6 is 8. All right, fill out the whole thing. I'll give you some time. Go. All right, so it should look something like this. Double check your work. We good? All right, so the question is, what is the probability of rolling your number? Do you have your number? Yes, right? Okay, so you have your number from yesterday? You wrote it in there? Yeah? All right, let's see. Diego, what was your number? 10. He picked 10. That's his number. All right, so in order for us to find the probability, we write the formula. So if we're going to write steps, look up to the screen. Step 1 would be what? Make a table. That is correct. Step 2, what would be that? Very good. Write your formula. Bah. All right. So here we go. So which event are we focusing on, everyone? Which event are we going to focus on? Earlier I focused on Ricky, so I would write P of R. Is that correct? But what am I focusing on right now? 10. That is correct. So it's P of 10. So what does N of E stand for? The number of times the event came up. So let's look at our table. How many times do you guys see the 10? 1, 2, 3. So that goes right there. What does N of S stand for? The total number of events, right? How many total number of events do we have? Everyone. 36. That is correct. Therefore, in order for me to roll a 10, or my bad, Diego to roll a 10, if we reduce that, that gives us 1 out of 12 rolls. Oh man, he lost yesterday. Am I right? Am I right? Did he lose? What do you guys think? Probably. All right, so with that said, I showed you how to do Diego's. You have your number, right? All right, so do your number, please. Find me the probability of your number. There's a formula, there's a table, and answer the question. I'll give you some time. Then I'll go around asking you for your probability. Go. All right, let's see. How about Clarissa H? What was your number? 7? All right, so Clarissa H said 7. So how many times do you see that on the on our table? 6 times out of 36. So her chances of her number coming up is 1 out of 6 rolls. Oh. Okay. Hands if you got it. Hands if it. My bad. From 1 to 5, I'll come to borrow you with this. Yeah. All right. Now, by looking at the table, though, do you actually see the number that's going to come up the most? What is that, everyone? What number is that? 7 comes out 6 times. What would be the second best? 6 or 8. That is correct. And then what would be the third best? 5 and 9. That's why Diego's way over here at 10. Really? 10? You picked 10? What? Anyways, you get the idea, yes? All right. So, process. Step 1, organize your data. Step 2, write your formula. Step 3, find the probability by simplifying. We got this, yes? All right. So, with that said, what if I didn't use dice and I used something else? All right, copy this down, please. Example, Supercube. It reads, make a table to produce all possible outcomes. What is the probability of odd blue coming up? And what is the probability of red perfect square number coming up? They're like, okay, from where, Mr. Q? From this. You guys seen these before, right? Some casinos use them, but it's a bigger one, yeah? And they alternate colors, red and black and stuff like that, so. All right, so we know the process, 3 steps. What is first step? Tell your neighbor, and then Ricky's going to enlighten us. What is step 1? Now that I gave you what you're going to use. What is step 1? All right, Ricky, what's step 1? All right. Make a chart or a table, is that correct? Using those 2? Earlier it was 2 dice, but now we have spinner 1 and spinner 2. Let's see, make a table. I'll give you some time. And then we're going to answer the question. Go. All right, Ricky. So before you give me your instructions, I'm going to trigger your noodle lookup. So in the previous one, we used 2 dice. I put die 1 at the top and die 2 over here on the side. So, spinner 1, spinner 2. So where do I put spinner 1? At the top. So I'm just going to write S1. And we have red. And you probably have your own order, but I'm going to start with red, blue, green, and yellow. All right. What else, Ricky? spin or two on the side. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. And then we start filling this, yes? Combining both of them, that means we're going to combine them. All right. So, this one is 1R, 1B, 1G, and 1Y. Next one is 2R, 2B, 2G, and 2Y. Next one, 3R, 3B, 3G, and 3Y. Next one is 4R, 4B, 4G, 4Y. 5R, bless you, 5B, 5G, 5Y, 6R, 6B, 6G, 6Y, 7R, 7B, 7G, and 7Y, and lastly 8R, 8B, 8G, and 8Y. So, let's answer the question. Question was, what is the probability of an odd blue? Okay, so step 1, we got our table. Step 2 was what? Tell your neighbor, what is step 2 in order for us to answer the question? Ricky, pass someone. Martin, step 2. I'm sorry? Noah, help him out. Formula, P of E equals N of E over N of S. So, what event are we looking for? Pass them on, Noah. Martin. Odd blue. So I'm going to write odd blue. O-B. Odd blue. Odd blue. Okay. So, what number shall we use at the top for odd blue? Tell your neighbor. What number shall we use? Odd blue. All right, tell your neighbor. And then Martin's going to pass someone. Pass someone, Martin. Ricky. Nick. What number, Nick? Let's see, let's double check. Odd blue. Where's an odd number with blue? Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And here is 4. So we use the number 4. On the bottom, the total number of outcomes. What is the total number of outcomes, everyone? 32. That is correct. 32. You can count them, or if this one has 4 and this one has 8, so the total is 32. Okay? So, simplify that. So the probability of an odd blue is 1 out of what? Out of 8 spins. That is correct. So, I want you to answer the second question. Red and a perfect square number. First of all, you need to understand what a perfect square number is. A perfect square number is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. So you know how I'm getting those numbers. One squared, yes. 2 squared. 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. These are perfect square numbers. So, find me the probability of a red perfect squared number. Red perfect squared. I'm just going to write red and P for perfect square, RP. All right. Nick, pass him one. Okay, I'm finished. Let's pass it to Selena. Red perfect square. 1 out of 16 at the end. But before that, how many times did the red? 2. Let's double check. Red perfect square, here's one of them. And here's 2 of them, only 2. That is correct. Out of 36, so this is 1. Oh, my bad, 32. I did that on purpose, see if you guys were paying attention. Were you guys paying attention, yeah? Okay, not bad. 1 out of 16. Hands if you got that. All right, from 1 to 5, I'll come to you with this. So, if I was to say, okay, guys, now I'm going to give you a die and a spinner with 3 colors, would you know how to find me probabilities with that? Yeah, tell your neighbor what it would look like. Don't copy it. Just walk your neighbor through the process of finding probabilities of a die and a spinner with 3 different colors. All right, looks like Bree's ready to share. Anthony's ready to share. Very good. All right, Anthony, what would we do? Step 1. Martin. Table. So, which one do I use on each side? It doesn't matter. Just pick one. So, the die, let's say I use the die going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That means across I'm going to use what? The 3 different colors. Is that correct? Red, blue, green. Okay. Red, blue, green. Do you know how to find the total outcomes, combinations? Yes, and then the probability. We good? All right, so I'm going to stop right there. Those of you following on YouTube, if you want to do some practice on your own, get a coin, get a die, or get a spinner, and so on and so forth, build a table, and then just find some odds right there. All right? We'll stop right there. We'll continue tomorrow. Study your formulas. Bye. Peace.